Have you ever wondered why reading is so hard and reading is so boring? I mean, nobody wants to spend time reading for like 6 hours straight because we can't focus for that long. And it just feels like, "Ah, what is this? Why am I even reading? What's the point of reading? I don't even know why we are studying in school again." And so many questions come to our mind. But I have the answers for this question today. The reason why you're finding it hard to read properly. Let's dive straight into it. Now, why is reading so boring and hard? Number one is because we view reading from a very wrong perspective. Because we see it as reading is a time to like prepare for exams. The goal of reading is to pass our exam, which is a very wrong perspective because you're seeing looking at the end results, not looking at the process by which you're reading. So let it look like a mighty mountain before you because as the exam is your main focus, or you pass the exam, that's the main focus, and so it becomes like an headache for you. Another thing is not having the right environment to reading. Some people like to read in quiet places, people like to read in noisy places, right? For example, you can prefer to read in a natural serene habit like place, somewhere that is so cool and quiet where you can feel the breeze of the air. You can have things like that if you're not reading in your environment, like where you're meant to be. You might find reading so hard. Another thing is that you might be using the wrong method to read. For example, like me, I love to read by watching videos, watching documentaries of those things, diving deep into like the past of those things, how those things started. That's how I love to read. So that's the method I incorporate into so many of my courses. Be able to understand the nitty-gritties of those big and numerical formulas. I just have to know why did they create these formulas? What was the backbone behind everything? And so it helped me to fully understand what I'm studying. And that's this just method. And the major thing about why you're not enjoying reading is because you are not having fun, are you? I'm going to talk about that fully. Now to buttress my points about having fun while reading. I'm going to read a story from one of Ali Abdal's book, The Feel Good Productivity. Let's get straight to it. Now I'm going to be reading from chapter 1, Play of Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdal. On paper, everything about Professor Richard Feynman's career looked perfect. Aged just 27, he was already being hailed as one of the greatest physicists of his generation. The man most likely to work out how to harness the potential of nuclear energy. Now, he'd be appointed one of the youngest professors at Cornell University in upstate New York. There was just one problem. He was bored of physics. The issue had started in the mid-1940s. Every time he sat down to think, he just felt tired. It had begun when Feynman's wife, Helene, died of tuberculosis in June 1945, months before the end of World War II in America. After her death, all the music in the young professor's life faded away. The ideas that had so animated him as a doctoral student felt dull and flat. Even though he was good at teaching, it felt like a bore and a call. I'd simply burned myself out, later recalled. I'd go over to the library a lot and read through the Arabian Nights, he wrote. But when it came time to do some research, I couldn't get to work. I was not interested. It was pretty easy doing nothing, I found. I still liked teaching undergraduates, sitting in the library reading and wandering around campus. He just didn't like working. Easy enough, by the late 1940s, Feynman had considered himself to a new identity. A physics professor who didn't do any physics. Until one day, everything changed. A few years after his problem started, Feynman was sitting in a university cafeteria, alone, opposite a group of students. One of them was repeatedly throwing a plate up in the air. Feynman noticed something odd. While the plate was airborne, it wobbled, but the Cornell logo inscribed on the plate seemed to wobble faster than the plate itself. Curious, Feynman thought, but not exactly Nobel Prize worthy. It was a man who helped crack the code of nuclear fission. He wasn't supposed to be theorizing the characteristics of airborne crockery, but this moment of curiosity sparked a minor epiphany. He began to reflect on what had drawn him to the subject in the first place. I used to enjoy doing physics, he later recollected. Why did I enjoy it? I used to play with it. I used to do whatever I felt like doing. Didn't have to do with whether it was important for the development of nuclear physics, but whether it was interesting and amusing for me to play with. Now, just like Feynman, I want you to know that you can enjoy reading just by adding the fun parts to it. Add play to what you are doing, and you'll find out that reading is just something casual, something easy. Now, I'm going to give you an example of myself. I'm not just here to give you steps on how to. I'm just going to show you an example of what I do for myself, and you can create your own. It's about creating your own, about knowing what you enjoy, and then adapting to it, adapting your reading towards that thing that you enjoy. Now, as for me, I sit down and schedule my time for a whole day. I know what I want to do. I know when my exams are coming up. I know what subject is the priority. And so I put on my headset, I play energizing music, hanging on, I'm enjoying myself. And then I put my phone on focus mode, no distraction at all. I sit down with my books and system where I start to read, and I read for 1 hour straight without any breakage. I go to a very serene environment where there's no disturbance. I read for 1 hour straight. Then I reward myself with 30 minutes of maybe social media or games or some other things. And then after that 30 minutes, I go back to reading for 1 hour straight again. And I do that for 4 intervals. And then I've read for 4 hours that day, and I've achieved the goal I want to achieve. By the way, I was also having fun. I was listening to music, I was playing games, I was enjoying social media, and it didn't feel like I read for 4 hours because of all those fun parts in between. And then that's how I'm able to enjoy my reading. I'm able to enjoy studying. Studying doesn't feel like, okay, this exam, I must get A. I must get, looking at the end result. You should focus more on the process. The process is that I am going to read this way for 1 hour with music in my ear. Just enjoy that process, and you'll find out that studying is so easy. You can try it out.